let's actually start with Monty and Triton, given we'll have more to say about Monty in a minute, so we'll get his program out of the way for the month.
Sure. Program is a generous term.
So Monty Brown, coming off the back of his loss to Jeff Jarrett, coming off the back of his tag team match where he faces Team Canada with DDP, he now moves into a feud with the debuting Triton. He has not debuting. He's Ryan Wilson of the old red shirt security. Black shirt? He was one of the securities. And he's terrible. And now Monty's feuding with him.
He was a red shirt.
So, first episode of Impact of the month, February 18th. First episode of the pay-per-view build. Monty Brown faces Lance Hoyt in the main event. Hoyt goes for a back elbow. Monty catches the hand, hits him with a pounce, and then the lights go out. And then Triton appears. And he points at Monty Brown from the top of the tunnel. And then he disappears. And then they cut to the shot from inside the tunnel, and you can actually see his shadow walking away, which happens multiple times this month.
So, there's multiple levels to why this stinky. One, it's Triton.
He's very bad.
2, this match just ends?
Yeah, Lance just disappeared. He's just gone.
Was he murdered?
He's the murder hawk.
Oh my god. And also, spooky. Why are we doing spooky?
He's fucking spooky Morbius, doing his points and his disappearing act.
He's Morbius.
He wears a long coat and sunglasses, thus he's like Morbius from The Matrix.
I thought you were doing a Jared Leto bit.
That's Morbius. What did I say?
You said Morbius.
Oh, I did. I have Morbius on the brain.
You're too Morbius pilled.
I'm always too Morbius pilled. You can't give me words that are close to Morbius without me saying
You're one
Morbius.
of those $1,000 that came in on that third release or whatever the fuck.
I saw it in its original run. Thank you very much. I meant to say Morpheus. Though he is a little like Morbius in that he's lifeless and dull.
Yeah, tear him down, Garrett.
So Monty Brown is not happy about working with Triton. Monty isn't happy in general as he feels his push has been scaled back ever since Dutch lost power, even though he did main event a pay-per-view after that. The issue with Triton is that Monty knows he can't carry him to a good match and can't understand why the office would risk exposing him in that planned feud, which I somewhat disagree with. I think Monty's pretty good at this stage, but he is right in that he still needs to be in there with experienced pros, and Triton is not that.
It's pretty, interesting that he has kind of, a veteran mentality already. He knows what things aren't going to be beneficial to him.
Yeah, he knows this program, there is no way he comes out looking good. And he is right!
Yeah.
Next episode, Kid Cash faced Buck Quatermain.
My guy!
Beat him with the Moneymaker.
Yeah. Great match.
Monty was out on commentary for this match. In a very fashionable shirt and pants combo, I must say.
Monty's got some good fashion sense.
He is a stylish man.
Styling and profiling. So, why is, the only storylines that Dusty knows how to book involving people on commentary?
He does have 3 ideas. We'll get to that in the pay-per-view with the finishes in all those matches, but he does only have 3 ideas. Don West on commentary said, "We've seen you pounce a lot of big men." I'm not going to expand on that any further. So yeah, he's on commentary for this match for no reason whatsoever. At least it makes sense when Daniels is on commentary for the X Division matches, and the idea is he's scouting or whatever, whereas what's Monty doing on commentary for this Kid Cash against Buck Quatermain match?
He's scouting Buck Quatermain because he knows that guy's going to be a top star soon.
I can't deny it. So yeah, Cash wins with the Moneymaker, lights go out again, Triton appears at the top of the ramp again, and then disappears.
I like that Monty's let's do it, what's going on, what the hell?
Monty just wants to fight this nerd, and this nerd keeps disappearing. And they did once again do the thing where they cut down the tunnel and you can see his shadow escaping. March 4th Impact, Franchise has Monty backstage. Franchise, in introducing the promo, calls the pay-per-view coming up Final Destination on a pre-tape on this pre-taped show.
Yeah.
How is there no how is nobody standing there being like, Franchise, can we start again? The show's called Destination X. And even then, people see it afterwards. I wonder, did people even notice? And they're just like, let's just air it, who cares?
They probably were like, who gives a shit, to be honest.
Yeah, so then Monty does a promo where he's like, "Triton, you should talk to your home planet." And he's like, "Triton, calling Orson, Triton, calling Orson."
Triton?
A full bit. It's like, "Triton, have you beaten the alpha male?" "Why, no, I haven't beaten the alpha male."
I love it. I think it's great.
He goes through the full conversation, what he calls the little head people, which I assume are Triton species.
Triton?
The way he says Triton is sensational.
I think we should call him Triton for the rest of the review.
Moral of the story, he will pounce Triton at Destination X.
And that's true.
We might as well talk about it now. They're trying to do Apollo again.
Oh, fuck off. And, like, they have the goal to pretend like it's new. They're like, oh, we got this guy coming in, open door policy. Oh my god, it's Apollo. Whoa, this guy's crazy. It's like he's been on the show before and he stunk. Why are we pretending?
Yeah. The week before, Dusty comes out and he does that promo that Liam just said, where he's like, the open door policy, we have a new person coming in, and it is Apollo. For not the first time, Liam, not the second time, the third time we're trying this with Apollo.
He's not good. Just give up.
Like, apparently he was a big star in Puerto Rico, or at least Mike Tenay told me that much, and I'm like, how? He has no presence. He's like a fine worker. He has a nice sidekick. He has that going for it. And that's it.
He's big.
And by sidekick, I mean kick to the side as opposed to Robin.
Apollo and Robin. Coming soon to the DCU.
Yeah, that's the film James Gunn announced today, actually.
I can't believe James Gunn announced Apollo and Robin.
He's also trying with Apollo. He's a big fan of Dusty's booking.
Yeah, I remember I watched that announcement and he was like, the DCU has an open door policy.
If you look closely, Apollo's been in like 4 other DC movies too.
No, none of those are canon, Garrett.
No, they're all canon, because apparently Flash will reset the universe.
Yeah, that's not what canon means.
But that is canon. That's how we go from one to the other. It is a continuous story because a character resets it.
Point.
I don't get it.
That's a comic book, Garrett.
So the reason we bring up Apollo is this main event of the last Impact before the pay-per-view. Apollo faces Lance Hoyt.
Poor Lance. He's like, what am I doing?
They're trying with Triton. They're trying with Apollo, and fucking Lance Hoyt is right there.
Also, what a main event. A main event in any arena.
This is the main event of the go-home show for the pay-per-view. Apollo versus Lance Hoyt with Monty Brown on commentary. During this match, the clock must have broken at some stage, because if you watch the countdown timer, they pasted a new countdown timer over on top of the original at 8 minutes 6 seconds. Don't know what happened, but I was like, did the font of that clock change? And it turns out the font of the clock did change.
You said it like Monty. Did the font of that clock change?
That's the new cadence of this podcast. Triton?
I like that you were just staring at the clock waiting for the match to end.
Well, no, but the font changed. That's what threw me off, Liam, and I'm a stickler for fonts.
Why didn't they just use the same font? That's the more questionable.
I don't know. These are the questions I can never answer.
I don't know.
Cash interfered, but Apollo slapped him. Apollo won with a cutter. Then the lights went out again, but Monty tried to confront Triton this time.
Triton?
Ran up the ramp, but this time Triton appeared in the ring.
He's spooky. What is the Triton law?
He has teleportation powers.
Mm-hmm. He has light powers.
He sticks his hand out a lot.
And he's a bit shite.
He's more than a bit shite. That does bring us to Destination X, March 13, 2005, live on pay-per-view, in which Monty Brown faced Triton in a singles match that was diabolical.
I like how you described this match.
Yeah, so in the notes, I said Monty Brown defeated ? In a match that also featured Triton.
Because I guess it wasn't, it was a no DQ match that was Monty Brown versus someone in a mask.
Yeah.
And Triton was just beating him up.
So these two have a terrible match. Triton is just one of those guys who you look at and you can see there's nothing. There's nothing
There's no
there.
presence. There's no fire. There's no understanding of pro wrestling there. He's just a big fella.
Yeah, there's no menace, there's no charisma, there's no personality. You look in the eyes of that man. We talked about it with Jay Briscoe. You look in the eyes of that man, it's just, there's nothing there. There is absolutely nothing there with him. He's not a good wrestler, he doesn't have any presence, and as he said, all he has is that he's large, and you can't take that away from him.
And, at least when he was doing the red shirt stuff, he was just, dropping dudes on their heads.
Mm.
Now he doesn't even do that. Well, actually...
Are you mistaking with Kevin Northcutt?
I know, but they both would do it.
Because he was a black shirt, I do think.
I don't know. They're all the same.
Because Kevin Northcutt did drop people on their heads. That was good.
All these big guys are the same to me.
Because now I think of it, red shirts was Northcutt and Legend, and then black shirts was Ryan Wilson and the other guy whose name I don't remember who I liked.
I don't know. But he did drop Monty on his head. I will give him credit there.
That was the highlight of the match. So, the finish.
Mm-hmm.
Monty was about to go for the pounce on Triton when the lights suddenly went out and Triton was gone. And lights come back up. A random masked man was in the ring. So Monty just pounced him too, pinned him, and Rudy was like, I guess I'm going to count, and counted 3. So Monty pinned a man who was not in the match after Triton disappeared. My favorite part, if you watch this and you see like Triton appears at the top of the ramp, and you can see very visibly he's trying to walk backwards doing his pose to face Monty while he walks down the tunnel, but you can see he's fucking terrified of falling over.
It would be really funny if he just fell, though.
It would be the ultimate punchline to this Triton wrestling match.
Triton!
Believe it or not, this is not the worst thing Monty Brown has done this month.